towering 6'7" entrepreneur is worth 3 times as much as the next wealthiest dragon on the show, with a net worth of £1.15 billion, and has had a business career that is secretive and not well publicised. So here's how Peter Jones became the only billionaire on Dragon's Den. Jones grew up in Langley, Berkshire before moving to Maidenhead. His family weren't wealthy and tried to put him through private school, but ultimately found it was too costly. His father was an air conditioning engineer and his mother a receptionist. Peter decided he was going to be a millionaire by the time he was a teenager, after seeing how hard his parents had worked for such little reward. He used to visit his father's office, slipping out of school, picking up the phone, and pretending to make important decisions. Early on, Peter had a love of tennis as a young man, playing at county level. He soon became an assistant tennis coach at the age of only 16 and set up his own business. In fact, his tennis coach was an early inspiration, learning how to market his business to potential customers. Peter was doing well for himself as a teenager and branched out into adult lessons, but had his sights set on bigger opportunities. He decided not to go to university and continue with his own business ventures in order to have a better life. Jones saw people driving around in flash cars and living in large houses, and he wanted the same. He realised the only way he could get this was by running his own business. He set up his next venture, making personal computers under his own brand name. Jones later admitted that he knew nothing about computers, but read a book by Michael Dell, the founder of Dell, and more importantly, took action, a mantra he still advocates today. The business was initially successful, supplying computers and services to corporate clients, but he ended up losing £200,000 when he decided to sell to IBM. The sale hit Jones hard, having to sell his Porsche, BMW, 3-bedroom house and move back in with his parents. The company ultimately failed as Jones didn't take out credit insurance, and a recession meant that the company folded. While he was gutted, a valuable lesson was learnt to ensure that he had the right team around him so that future business ventures were not so exposed. Jones also opened a cocktail bar in Windsor at the same time, named after a Tom Cruise film, which also failed. At the age of 28, Jones was forced to take a job in the corporate world at Siemens Nixdorf in the PC division as he had no money. Despite taking the job, Peter was plotting his way back, buying himself some time and money to start again. Within only 12 months, he was running the UK arm of their business. However, he spotted an opportunity in the mobile phone industry. In 1998, Peter founded Phones International Group to provide mobile cellular solutions. The business started from a tiny office in Slough, where Peter also lived and slept, as he invested all his money into the business. He was very results orientated and focused on a distribution model, which he named single brand distribution, and started the business with £1,000. Single brand distribution involved packaging and selling phones for only one company to customers and businesses, and he soon became Ericsson's biggest in Europe. The bank manager initially laughed when Peter told him that the business would turn over £2 million in the first year, but it ended up with first year revenue totaling £14 million and £44 million by the third year. In 2000, he branched out and set up Generation Telecom, which specialises in providing services to businesses in the railway sector. The company had more than 27,000 customers, and he sold the business only 2 years later to Vodafone for an undisclosed fee. In 2002, he purchased Wireless Logic, and Jones built the company into the leader in machine-to-machine communication, with 3,600 customers and around 600,000 subscribers. The machines are able to transmit and receive information simultaneously, and the company specialised in selling monitoring services to a range of industries, including vehicle tracking, home security firms, and utility companies. A number of other business ventures followed, including a recruitment consultancy named Celsius, and Wine for Business, a company specialising in providing wine and champagne to corporate clients. In 2005, he was approached by the BBC whether he would be interested in appearing in a new business programme. Jones initially didn't understand why the BBC had chosen him for the programme, so recorded each one to watch himself. The show is now in its 19th series and is the reason why Shark Tank in the United States started after the success of Dragon's Den in the UK. Despite his wealth, Jones has an eye for a bargain, purchasing his current home, an estate in Buckinghamshire, in 200 acres in 2008 for £12 million at the bottom of the market during the financial crisis. Add houses in Beverly Hills, Portugal and Barbados, and Jones has a property portfolio to envy. In 2005, he teamed up with Theo Paphitis to purchase events and experiences company Red Letter Days from fellow dragon Rachel Elner after it collapsed into administration. On exit, it is rumoured that Jones and Paphitis both made around £10 million from the deal. His role on Dragon's Den knew that many people knew about him and were happy to take his calls. He no longer had to introduce himself as Peter Jones from the telecoms industry, but he had the clout and reputation that would help sell products. He called the then CEO of Sainsbury's Justin King and got reggae sauce stocked in the stores almost immediately. In 2011, Jones exited a number of telecoms investments, selling wireless logic for £38 million to private equity firm ECI Partners and his IT services business PJ Media, which he also sold alongside DSNS, the UK's leading reseller business, for a combined £49 million. He purchased the high street camera chain Jessop's in 2013 for £2 million out of administration, and in more recent years has focused on ventures in the fast-growing e-commerce sectors. A planned business venture with Holly Willoughby to stock a range of clothes in M&S was underway, but she backed out at the last minute, leaving Jones and his wife with a warehouse full of stock. The plan had been for Willoughby to front up the venture, but after 18 months of planning, she dropped out a week before the launch, killing their friendship. Willoughby later launched the venture without Jones. Peter really made his name on Dragon's Den and has invested just under £6 million in companies over the last 18 years. His most successful investment from the Den is Reggae Sauce, created by chef Levi Roots, who Jones backed in 2007 with fellow dragon Richard Farley, providing £50,000 in investment for a 40% stake in the company. The sauce is stocked in the major supermarkets around the UK and has an estimated value of around £32 million. While offers are made on the show, they do not always follow through, as dragons undertake due diligence prior to making an investment. Some entrepreneurs end up missing vital information or over-exaggerating performance. Peter has 35 successful investments on the show, where money has changed hands out of a total of 79 offers being made. He drives a hard bargain while negotiating, with his track record showing the success he can bring to the table, especially in the technology space. Jones follows the 10 golden rules to create a tycoon mindset. While this may sound corny, they have helped him achieve success on an unprecedented scale. These include having a vision, using your influence, building your confidence, making commitment, taking action, aiming for results, getting your timing right, persevere, be caring, use your intuition. Jones also provides feedback to other entrepreneurs when dealing with setbacks, saying that there is no such thing as failure, only feedback. He also suggests that recessions can drive innovation as businesses are forced to do more, often with less resources, providing opportunities for growth. Like many people who have come from nothing, Jones won't be leaving any money to his children. He initially set up a trust fund in 2008, which would pay double their salaries, but has since changed his mind. His younger children were privately educated, but they only get their pocket money for doing chores. And in case you're wondering, the Billionaire gave them £25 a month. He also wants to educate the next level of British entrepreneurs, setting up the Peter Jones Enterprise Academy, which he established in 2005 to encourage, educate and empower students. In 2008, he was challenged by the Sun newspaper to sit an A-level business paper and got an A without studying, showing how easy it is. Peter Jones has had a business career that many dream of, and despite his early success, his perseverance when he had to start again after losing everything showed his mental toughness when many others would give up. The towering entrepreneur still works 16 hours a day and loves what he does, setting an example to many around the world.